So today we're going to be looking at the Logitech MX Keys Mini for Mac. Now this little mini keyboard comes in either a Windows version or a Mac version. Now we've got the Mac version here, but we will also be talking about the Windows version, just in case you're interested in that one. Now I'm a Mac user and I've been using the Apple Magic Keyboard for quite a while, and it is, although compact, a very uncomfortable keyboard. So this mini version of the Logitech MX Keys should be able to replace that nicely and hopefully give me a much better typing experience. So let's have a quick look what is in the box. Open it up, you're instantly greeted with the actual keyboard itself, and as you can see, it is a very compact, though quite weighty, keyboard. Now the MX Keys Mini for Mac comes in this lovely light grey colour, whereas the Windows version comes in a much darker grey. But I love this light grey colour, and I've also got the MX Master 3S in the same grey, and the Anywhere MX3 in a light grey, and they do match beautifully together. I love the colour and I love the feel of the keys and mice of this range. Also in the box, we've got a little pack here with the sort of paperwork and setup guides and a USB-C to USB-C cable. Now because I've got the Mac and we've all got USB-Cs on Macs, you've got a USB-C on the back of the device for charging the battery or for running it wired, and a USB-C the other side to go into your MacBook Pro or iMac, because obviously most of the Macs these days come with only USB-C. If you buy the PC version of this keyboard, it will also come with a USB to USB-A for legacy devices. Now this is a Bluetooth keyboard, so you can compare it to your MacBook Pro or your iMac via Bluetooth, but if you want an actual dongle, you can buy separately the Bolt receiver for these MX range of devices. Now some of the advantages of this keyboard over the actual MacBook is, firstly, it's got a nice rubber set of feet and a little lump where the battery holds in. Gives it a bit of weight, but it also raises up nicely from your desk, giving you a nice typing inclined angle. The keys are a little bit higher and have a much deeper travel than an Apple keyboard and a nice pressure, so typing on these keyboards is absolutely fantastic. When you turn it on and it lights up here, these keys are backlit, and that's very handy for somebody like myself that's often working in a dark environment. And the backlighting also has a proximity sensor, so that when you bring your hands near the device, the lighting comes on, and it's intelligent enough that it adjusts the brightness of the light depending on the brightness of your surroundings. Now being the Mac version of this keyboard, the top line defaults to the multimedia keys, but it also, if you press the function key, you can use the actual F number keys. On a Mac, you very rarely use these, so you probably just leave it defaulted to the actual multimedia. This can be switched in the software, and we will look at the software in a second. Along the top here, as you can see, it's not the same set of commands you get on a MacBook keyboard, but they're all very well laid out. So you've got your play, your pause, and your other multimedia volume controls there, a sleep or a lock key. We've got the backlight brightness for this keyboard, and also the 1, 2, and 3 allows you to connect up to 3 different devices. So you can maybe have 1 set up for your MacBook, 2 for your iMac, and 3 for your iPad. And with the touch of the button, you can instantly connect to that device and start typing. Now I'm going to quickly stop here and set up the software on my MacBook Pro and come back and show you the actual software running. Clackety-clack. Oh, yeah. Right, so we've got the Logitech Options installed on the MacBook Pro. I already had the Logitech Anywhere MX3, so it was already installed. So as you can see, my MX3 is showing on the left-hand side, and my newly attached keyboard via Bluetooth is showing on the right. So if I click on my actual keyboard, you can see now it comes up with the entire keyboard on the screen and allows you to actually remap some of the actual multimedia keys and change a lot of the settings on the actual keys themselves. So you can either have it set to using the function keys by default or by using the multimedia keys by default. Now on the Mac, I recommend leaving it to the multimedia keys because it's very rare on a Mac you're using the function keys anyway, but on the Windows one you may want to switch those over. If we click on the more settings options, it gives us a few more little options here. Like you can disable the backlighting key, so if the battery life is the absolute priority of this keyboard, you don't want the backlighting, that tick of that box stops it from coming on automatically. You obviously want to keep this in the Mac layout on the Mac version, but obviously if you've got the Windows one which can switch between the two, you can choose which one you need to keep it in. And there's another one here, automatically enable battery saving mode, and that will allow the keyboard to go to sleep to save some battery life. And at the bottom here, we've got another couple of little notifications that will show you a battery warning on the screen when it's running low, so you have to plug into the USB-C cable and charge the inbuilt battery. And we've got the show the caps lock status in the menu bar, if you want to show that whenever you click the caps lock itself, but there is a light on the caps lock, so personally I don't know if you need that. Now as I mentioned earlier on, we can switch between 3 devices, and you can see here we can click on the easy switch and it shows you what you've actually got selected on these actual 3 keys at the moment. And you can see I've got an iMac 24 as my number 1 position, my MacBook Pro here in number 2, and I haven't actually paired anything to my 3rd. So you can change these around within here or actually on the keyboard itself. Now with regards to the actual battery life on this keyboard, when it's fully charged, it will apparently allow you 10 days of battery life with the backlight on, and up to 5 months of battery life with the backlighting off. So if you don't need that backlighting, it can be quite good to turn that off because it gives you so much extra battery power. Now personally, I haven't actually tested those claims because obviously it's quite a long time to keep testing it to try and get those battery life, but I so rarely have to charge this that it really isn't an issue with the battery life. It is really impressive, just like their Logitech mice. So there we go, that's the MX Keys Mini for Mac. As I say, there's also the Windows version if you do want to use this on a Windows keyboard. Fantastic little keyboard, especially if you're used to their Apple Magic Keyboard, which is pretty much the most uncomfortable keyboard for extended use. This one is a lovely keyboard to type on and a great keyboard for your Mac or Windows PC. As always, if you've got any question, put it in the comment section down below and I will get back to you. And as always, thanks for watching.